Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Patrons video where today I'm going to be making a custom monthly music review for Cleav3r for a song from an act named Explosicum titled Mosh or Die. And if we switch over to here, we have the album here on YouTube. We're going to be listening to the 5th track of this album titled Raging Living. They make thrash metal, so we're going to listen through this track from start to finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Oh dude, it is just balls to the wall from the start, isn't it? The drums are just insane, along with these really ludicrously quick rhythm riffs on the guitar. Again, like, I grew up listening to bands like Slayer and Metallica and Anthrax and stuff like that, so I'm familiar with stuff like this, but this is its own beast, man. This is its own beast. Oh, it's just so quick, because that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, that'd be over 200 BPM, and they're doing 16ths. They're doing 16th palm muted alternate chugs there. It's damn near tremolo. Those highs coming from the vocalist there. It's so frenetic and chaotic. Oh, nice going down to these would those be like 2 0-0s? It'd be fun to play a song like this, hey. Oh. The chance. Call and response, right? Oh, because it's Mosh or Die, right? Mosh. I wonder what the scene is like for like thrash metal bands where like Explosicum is centered. I wonder what the scene is like over there for that, if they have like a big following or something like that, because they should. They're phenomenal musicians. Like, I know a lot of people who'd personally be into this stuff, eh? One and two and three and three and four. Nice transition now. Nice transition going back into this main riff. Seamless. Those tom fills as well are crazy, man. The guy's an absolute fiend with the sticks. Oh man, it actually hurts my neck moshing like this, you know, headbanging like this. I was headbanging in the SP Reacts video I did a day or two ago, and like my neck started hurting, and I've just realized how out of practice I am. So thank you to Cleav3r for giving me something to practice with. Oh, the halftime is strong in this one, dude. Those power chords. Again. You just have the bass, the guitar, and the drums. What more do you need? It's interesting enough without it. No, it's interesting enough without needing to be led by the vocals the whole time. Although when the singer does come in, he sits up top and he forces you to pay attention. He is just yelling into that mic. He go into that falsettos. It is awesome. How high, man? How high does he get? And solo section. That tremolo bar, that one bar work is just exquisite. And it's so short. The solo just came in and out. There's no filler here. We had a shreddy squealy solo with some wah 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 wah. Sounded like Yoshi then. And then we're out. Nice panning of those guitars on the left there as well to kind of distract from the guitars in the center, drums in the center. Oh, triplets? Oh, fun switch. See, like, how could you have even, like, imagined to have done this in a specific section where we've had all the pretext of the previous parts of the song? I love that we're just switching the groove to a triplet. Triplet eighths on the rights. And the guitar is in time with those rights. Yeah, we're not just fast for the sake of being fast, there's a sense of musicality around it. Second solo tone. I would have felt sad if we didn't have a second, to be honest. The guy can clearly voice himself in really interesting ways with his lead parts. Cool. More call and response, please. Good stuff. If you've ever wondered why it was that there were so many musicians who sung in that falsetto range back in the day, as opposed to nowadays where they're kind of growly in the lows, when you've got so much stuff happening in the low to mid frequencies like the down-tuned guitars and the bass and the drums and all that, having the vocalist in a high frequency range kind of stacks everything on top of each other, and as long as you don't have those lead guitars going at the same time as the vocals, it's just flawless. It is a great experience. It is a great vibe, and it's really smart composition and arrangement. But this is my review. This is the conclusion for my review of Mosh or Die from Explosicum. That is a fun band name to say. I don't know if YouTube is gonna find it a fun band name to say, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm not sure what the song is about. I don't have the lyrics, and that's okay. It sounded angry as hell, and I dig it. Mosh or Die. The title there kind of makes me think, Mosh or Die. You either are metal and you mosh and you get into the groove of it, or, you know, fuck off, right? That's kind of that is the extent of it, and I'm all for that, dude. Mosh or Die. It's a message for life. That it's inspirational. I like it a lot. And the vocals that communicated that, I mean, they were like the crowd, the band chants behind it as a call and response for the mosh part, I think. The vocalist was so comfortable within that higher range there. It didn't seem like they were straining. They're just really talented singer. And it wasn't a super aggressive growly performance or anything like that. The cleanness contrasted well, I think, with a lot of what was going on with those distorted guitars, the bass, and the freneticism of the drums. It was an excellent coupling of those different elements. The melodies made sense. They gave me a real Slayer oral aesthetic from like the early Slayer stuff. It was very kind of manic. We really had to get those messages out. Those words came out quickly. Unless we want to just hold the note over the triplet grooves like we did later on in the track. So that was good fun. Really, really good fun. The tips of the singer was sorted, you know. Wasn't a whole lot of ornamentation, but it was enough it was enough to keep us going. It was interesting regardless. And the structuring of it, you know, you had some verse, chorus parts and some instrumental parts where you had like the ABAB going. You had like interludes and a triplet groove and a couple of guitar solos. We were spoiled, and this part of why we were able to get so much into that time was just because of how quick the tempo of it was. But it was never boring, it was never dull. Explosicum make phenomenal music, and they should be lauded for it. The intensity of the rhythm guitar parts, I understand it may not be everyone's tastes, but this music I don't think was made for everyone. It's Explosicum's album, and I just love it. I love the balls on this band to roll like that. I think it's excellent. And again, I'm sure they have a very loyal fan base as they make phenomenal music. What do I like about it in regards to musicianship? Just like the technical prowess of the musicians involved. You know, it may just seem like a lot of noise to some people, but to me, like, I can hear the talent and expertise and just the polish in that performance. It was a really polished performance. They played that together in the studio. There was no hesitation. You had to be a very good drummer, a very good guitarist, even a very good bassist, even though the bass was a bit more subtle, to be able to keep up at that tempo, let alone get all the 16th note pits in, and all the trickiness with the whammy bars and the shredding and stuff like that. They just sounded like they were having a really fun time, and they ought to be proud of themselves, because I think I had a fun time with it too, you know, and that means it's a success because it's mutually beneficial, right? Mosh or Die. I just think there was enough change in there with some of the tom fills and the shred sections. It never became stale. It was very creative. I think also the situation with the recording, mixing, mastering. Clearly, this was recorded like in a way that was meant to replicate the kind of the audio quality of a lot of the old school thrash albums and stuff like that. You don't have really pristine, pretty audio quality here with really cleaned up vocals with like auto tune and like really tame sounding kind of muted guitar tones and drums that are sampled to sound like a early 2010s Periphery track. You have a band here that just friggin' played their heart out, and the audio engineer kept the raw performance in there and the grittiness of it. And the drums, guitar, bass, vocals sounded thoroughly appropriate. There was a stylistic cohesion there. You know, the EQing, stereo panning of the different instruments, especially with that dun 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 dun, you know, the way we place different instruments, the mix of those breakpoints. You know, the limiting compression was phenomenal as well. Dude, I love it to pieces. I love it to pieces. There wasn't a whole lot of studio like editing and automation in there, but I think part of that is just because the song was written well, and they weren't lazy about the parts they included in it. They actually put a lot of effort into getting the different sections and transitions right. It's one of the best thrash tracks I've heard, like for real, and I'm keen for people to show me more stuff like this from around the world. I'm only used to like the Western stuff, but I want to hear music from other parts of the world as well like this, so please do feel free to share more in future. But yeah, thank you to Cleav3r for their suggestion for this track that we've reviewed today from an act named Explosicum titled Mosh or Die. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this track, please do go show Explosicum some love via their various social medias, and I'm sure they're on YouTube and other parts. And stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need their help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next SP Patrons video. Spiderhands out.